think the surveying side has changed significantly from what they do inside the company. Traditionally, when we were involved in it, we did topos and we did LT work.
Yes.
And now I think technology's changed to such an extent, they're actually doing really cool data capture projects. They're doing modelling of all sorts of different things that we never really envisaged. And I think whereas a lot of surveyors came into woods and went into engineering, I think a lot more surveyors are coming into woods and staying in surveying because there's now elements of surveying that are really attractive to them. And just how you go and sit with them and see what they're doing, it's really quite impressive.
Yeah.
So it's cutting edge, and it's we're putting ourselves into a whole lot of different market spaces that traditionally woods would not have entered into.
Yeah, but the value of the surveyor in that traditional work we did, and we still do, obviously, is a big portion of the business, is that you've got the front end and the back end. By the front end, the topographical survey, the raw data about when you start a job, and the back end is actually the land transfer and the titles. That, for most land developers, that's their money shot. That's where they get revenue out of their business. They've spent, been spending money for 18 months on building something, but their return is that end point, which we understand, and that's critical to that part of the market. But as Dan said, surveys now, the breadth of what they do and encompasses way, it's probably 3 times the scope that we had when we started. But it's a good combination. We've got everyone mixed everywhere, The planning part of our business, that's, we back in the day we had to do our own planning reports, and I think that was why we wanted to get some planners on board, because it was hard yards. But
they like writing words.
Yes, that's right. But
they're a special breed.
They are, but they do a really good job and an important part of our business. Understanding how the council and the legislation works a bit more intimately than perhaps what engineers and surveyors really want to get into. So they're a good part of a great part of the business, and integral.
And it relates to the urban design, architectural side.
Yeah.
That's really important now, because people no longer can read plans. It's actually not about land any longer. It's about houses. It's about building topology.
That's right.
And what's going to be built.
The built form. Yeah.
So that part of the business is really critical to a lot of the things that happen further on down, because they're the ones that are interpreting the client's vision.
It's a skill in itself. And it's invaluable to the client, because they
help
get
them
to visualise,
see
I guess, the outcome. So for us, because we've done the spatial sort of understanding through your training, you have a good idea how things are going to work out. But to most lay people, what something looks like in a plan to actually being built,
It's very different.
And that's where the science these days is really great, because you can graphically show how it's going to look on a screen to someone, so and even in 3D or a simulation. And simulations now that we can run through with our clients, so it's the data's there. It just gives people a better understanding of the outcome, which is really good.
Better decision making as well.
Oh, look, you go through all the environment court and planning tribunals and that kind of things. Back in the day, there were touched up photos with people how things might look, and again, but it was pretty marginal. Now it can all be displayed digitally, exactly how it will look.
3D.
In 3D, and people, and that goes to the question of our comment about growing our survey business now, because now that whole 3D data capture and visualization is a huge part of our business, because people need it, and it's there. The technology's there, so it's making use of it.